This is a do-it-yourself manual on black soldier fly larvae insect farming based on the pilot's experience, at the Council for Scientific and Industrial Research in Ghana, under the DIVAGREE project. The manual contains also operational and maintenance instructions. The general process taking place in this technology is the bioconversion of the food wastes with insects. The inputs in this process are the residuals from biorefinery processes and food waste, and water. The outputs consist of protein-rich insect larvae, frass, and carbon dioxide. The objective of this technology is to utilize and add value to residual biomass, giving farmers an additional protein-rich feed for poultry or aquaculture. Another objective is to introduce a potential new market sector to the region, creating a new source of income. This is a brief overview of the insect farming process explained in this do-it-yourself manual. The following will be discussed: equipments, safety measures, insect breeding facility, feed preparation, insect breeding, maintenance and monitoring, and finally the output and preservation methodology. The types of materials to do insect farming in a small-scale and low-tech approach are the following: hand scoop, small pieces of wood, containers, love cage, dark cage, shredder, scales, containers for preparing the food. Protective and cleaning equipment are also needed, as described in this slide. Some safety measures should be taken during the process of insect farming. For example, if the substrate molds, wear a face mask to protect yourself from breathing in spores. Use gloves when handling the substrate and larvae. Wear protective clothes when shredding the material. Make sure that the black soldier's flies do not escape. This slide shows an exemplary plan of an insect breeding facility and its components. Here are some pictures during the construction of the insect farming house. The following slides focus on feed preparation. A shredder is required for the preliminary cutting/milling of the residues used in block soldier flies feed production. These residues can be of different origins as veggie and fruit peels, spent mushroom substrate, food and restaurant waste. The next step consists of preparing the feed, according the instruction listed in this slide. It is best that the feed preparation area is situated outside in a shaded area. The following slide shows some instructions on the love cage preparation. Prepare a place for the adults of black soldier flies to lay their eggs in the love cage, so-called eggies. Next, prepare nutritious feed for the hatchlings. Produce 3 kg of mixture per nursery container as instructed here. Then place the eggies on top of the nursery container. The pictures illustrate eggs laid on the wooden slat on the left, and a medium prepared for incubation composed of wheat bran and water on the right side. Once that the substrate is prepared, the feeding station of the larvae should be prepared. For the feeding station, relative stable conditions are necessary with a temperature range from 26 to 32 degrees Celsius. The stacked containers should have enough space in between to allow good ventilation. The aeration is of high importance for this step. The larvae feeding station should be in the same facility as the dark cage aeration. Successively the adult flies emerge. At this point, the dark cage pupation takes place and the adult flies are kept inside it until they're transferred into the love cage for mating activity. Please note the instructions for this phase of the breeding. This slide illustrates how the harvested pupae and frass looked like in the pilot example. The maintenance and monitoring instructions are enlisted in this slide. Please respect hygiene and cleaning advice for a proper insect breeding. Keep pests away by regular checks in the building. Monitoring of temperature and humidity throughout the process of insect farming is essential in order to ensure adequate conditions for the black soldier fly's growth. Here are shown the necessary parameters to be monitored and their measurement frequency. The outputs of insect farming are the larvae and the frass. The black soldier fly's larvae can be fed fresh, but they can also be dried, stored, and used later. Boiling or blanching the larvae before drying reduces the drying time as well as punctuating them. The insect frass feces and other material remaining is called frass. Some of the frass is reused within the insect farm. Frass could also be used as soil amendment or input material for the biogas digester. This study is part of the DiveAgree project. DiveAgree project has received funding from the European Union's Horizon 2020.